is it visible to you?
Ma'am, it just closed.
Now it is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us start. So, in the last teaching material, you have already found it. The first one is a problem about the frequency response of C amplifier. So this is a clear C amplifier. All the parameters of the amplifier are given. Say the voltage source values, these current source values, and the resistance values are given. Beta of the parameter and also the early voltage. Additionally, the capacitance value, the junction capacitance value C mu is given, and the cutoff frequency of the C amplifier is given. From this value, you can calculate the value of C pi, because in the expression of cutoff frequency, there is a term of C pi, and C mu is given. You can calculate the value of GM, the transconductance, by using these given parameters. So you can easily calculate the value of C pi, and using that C pi, you can calculate the value of upper 3 dB frequency, and voltage gain is as before. So this is a sample problem about the C amplifier calculation of the upper 3 dB frequency of C amplifier. And this type of problems may appear in your exams. And this is another sample problem about the CC or emitter follower circuit. And here only the DC values are given. You have to calculate the value of AC input resistance and overall voltage gain due by VC, which is actually, you will find it is closer to 1. And the third problem is an interesting problem. It is a simple RC coupled cascade circuit. Cascade means coupling of or connection of two amplifiers, and the composite structure will give you, say, some beta parameters. What is that improvement? Here we have found these are two C amplifiers are coupled by these resistance and capacitance values. So this is a simple RC coupled amplifier. Rather, it is called cascade amplifier. Where the important thing is that this transistor and the biasing arrangement is called the first stage C amplifier. Where this side is the second stage C amplifier. Now, the input resistance of the second stage amplifier will act as the load resistance of the first stage amplifier. So, when you cascade more than one stages, the input resistance of the later stage will be acted as the load of the previous stage. This is one important thing. Remember it. So this is simple C amplifier cascading. Here you have to calculate some parameters. First of all, see these two transistors are identical, so both of them has same beta, and the biasing arrangement is also same. So the values of R1, R2 in both stages, the values of RC and RE in both stages are same. So here the same type of symbols are used here, R1, R2, RC, RE for biasing purposes, and RC is the signal resistance, RL is the final load. And the values of these resistances, R1, R2, RE, RC are given. Beta of the transistors are given, and it is mentioned previously both transistors are identical. Means both have same beta value. Now you have to calculate the AC equivalent circuit. Rather, you have to draw the AC equivalent circuit of the entire amplifier. So first you try to draw the AC equivalent circuit of the first stage amplifier, which is very simple, and then you just connect the same type of AC equivalent circuit of second stage amplifier. Now let us see. Both of the transistors have some emitter resistance RE, but this emitter resistance is bypassed with this capacitance CE, bypass capacitance CE. So basically during AC analysis, emitter will be shorted to the ground. So hybrid model, AC equivalent model is suitable for calculation. So you can draw a hybrid pi model for both stages. Now after drawing this AC equivalent circuit, you can easily calculate the value of input resistance R1 for stage 1 and also the value of this is not input resistance. This is actually the output resistance. It is mentioned that the value of R1 and RO1 and RO2 are so much high that you can consider they are open. So you can neglect this effect, RO1 and RO2 effect. Since early voltage is not given, you can easily neglect these two output resistances of the BJT. Now, by considering these things, you have to calculate this Rin1, the input resistance of first stage amplifier, then VB1 by VC. What is VB1? It is symbolized in the circuit. This node is pointed as VB1 and VC. What is VC? The signal source. So you first compute the ratio of VB1 by VC, where RC value, means signal resistance value, is given as 5 kilo ohm. In the later stage, you need to calculate this Rin2, the input resistance of second stage amplifier, and the ratio of VB2 by VB1. What is VB2? It is also stated in the problem. This node is pointed as VB2. Sorry. So now you have to calculate the ratio of this voltage by this voltage, VB2 by VB1. In the third stage, the final load value, load resistance value is given, and you have to calculate this ratio. Okay, so this is the overall problem description. And when you finally calculate the value of VO by VB2, what is VB2? This one. This one is actually the gain of the final stage or second stage amplifier, VO by VB2, and the ratio of VB2 by VB1 actually gives you the gain of the first stage amplifier. And if you have to calculate the ratio of VO by VB1, then it is product of these two gains, means VO by VB2 and VB2 by VB1. So finally, the overall gain of this cascade amplifier is the product of gain of these two stages. So if we cascade like this, say in stage of C amplifier, the overall gain, the final gain will be like major fault of cascading is that by this way we can easily improve the gain of the amplifier, overall amplifier, but the overall frequency bandwidth of the composite structure is reducing. As we cascade more and more stages, the overall gain, overall frequency bandwidth of the amplifier is reducing. So we may improve in one side, but we need to pay for it, and that payment is reduction of the frequency bandwidth. So these are.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, someone wants to join, ma'am.
Thank you for mentioning it. Now, let us go to the frequency response analysis of CB amplifier, CB stage amplifier. Now, we have already studied that this is a simple CB amplifier circuit where the base terminal is directly grounded. The input to be amplified, input signal to be amplified is connected to the emitter terminal, and the amplified output is measured from the collector terminal. So this is a simple, very simple CB amplifier circuit. Now, when we replace this DC circuit with the AC model, then what will be the circuit? We have already found that the T model is suitable for this CB stage amplifier. Why? Because of this existence of the signal resistance, which is connected to the emitter terminal of the amplifier. So here we also use this kind of T model, where the current source in between collector and base terminal is GMVB, or it is maybe as alpha I, both are same. We have already proven it. Base terminal is grounded. There is an emitter AC emitter resistance RE at the emitter terminal in between the base and emitter terminal, and the voltage drop across it is VBE. Then emitter is connected with this RC. Capacitance is shorted for mid-band frequency range, and the signal to be amplified is connected here. And at the collector end, what will happen? The RC, the collector resistance, is connected with this collector terminal, and it is grounded. If a load is given, then load will appear at the output terminal, and it will be grounded again, and both RL and RC will appear in parallel. So this is a very common phenomenon, as I discussed earlier. But here, if we consider the junction capacitance effect for high frequency ranges, then what will happen? We know that there are two junction capacitances. One is appearing at the base and emitter terminal, in between base and emitter, and another is appearing in between base and collector terminal. We have already discussed about it. So here we have mentioned that in between base and emitter terminal, this C pi resistance will appear. So it is shown here in the figure. The C pi resistance will appear in between base and emitter terminal due to the forward biasing of base and emitter terminal. And this C mu capacitance, junction capacitance, will appear in between base and collector terminal as before in case of C amplifier. And this is symbolized as C mu. So these are two capacitive effects additionally will appear in the circuit. Now, if I consider the input side as before as the C amplifier, then what will happen? Input side means base and emitter side. In between base and emitter side, what will happen? And let us consider from this V6, the signal source. V6 is connected with RC, and this is the emitter terminal now. Now, emitter is connected with this small RE, emitter resistance, yes, and it is now grounded. Base is grounded. So, another side of RE is grounded, and another C-pi resistance, the C-pi capacitance will appear in parallel with this RE. So C-pi will appear in parallel with RE. So this is the structure of this input side. Now this is a simple RC circuit. Okay. And if you apply, say, Thevenin's theorem at this emitter node, then what will happen? The equivalent Thevenin resistance will what? Thevenin resistance is like this, RC parallel RE. And since RE is very small, very small, then we can assume this part RC parallel RE is almost equals to RE. So actually this is a simple RC circuit now, where the upper 3 dB frequency for this simple RC circuit is what? 1 by twice by the resistive effect in the circuit, which is overall resistive effect is RC parallel RE into the capacitance. We know it, 1 by twice by RC. So overall R in the circuit is this one. And since this parallel combination is almost equals to this small RE, so F beta is very close to this one. 1 by twice by RE into C pi. Now notice here, the value of RE is very small. We know it. And here, the value of C pi is order of picofarad. And the major concern is that here Cm, the Miller capacitance, is not appeared. As it not appeared, then what will happen? Miller capacitance is gain times C mu. It is already discussed in the previous class. Cm, the Miller capacitance, is gain times, means gain of the amplifier into the value of C mu. Now both C pi and C mu are of same order, although C pi is slightly greater than C mu, but both are of same order. And when C mu is multiplied with the gain of the amplifier, which is quite high for both CE stage amplifier and CB stage amplifier. So that product means the Miller capacitance is much higher than C pi or C mu itself. Because it is gain times C mu, so it is much higher than the C mu itself, and also it is much higher than C pi itself. Since the value of Cm is much higher than the C pi or C mu, then what will happen? This capacitive value is overall capacitive value will be then very high compared to C pi or C mu itself. And if this denominator is very high, what will happen? The value of F beta will be less. But in that CB stage, what will happen? Cm is not occurred here. It is not appeared. only C pi is appeared here. So, and C pi is much smaller than Cm. So, what is the value of value of beta? It is much higher in case of CV amplifier. And since in CV amplifier there is no existence of Miller capacitance, which is appeared in the C amplifier, but it is not appeared in the CV amplifier. And since it is not appeared in the CV amplifier, the upper 3 dB frequency of CV amplifier is much higher in compared to CE amplifier. So this is the major advantage of CV stage amplifier or CV configured amplifier, that it is acted as wide band amplifier. It provides you high frequency bandwidth. Due to this effect, here the configuration is like this, that the existence of TM, Miller capacitance, is not appeared. So this is the beauty of CV amplifier, which will provide you higher bandwidth, higher voltage gain. But one major disadvantage or limitation of CV stage amplifier is that it has very low input resistance. Input resistance of CV amplifier, we have found it is small RE, almost small, equal to small RE, which is very less. And due to this limitation, CV stage amplifier cannot be used as a voltage amplifier. It is actually used for unity gain current amplifier, or it is used as current buffer. But it has two points which are very strong points for being a good amplifier, which is that it is actually wideband amplifier and provides you a high voltage gain. So just remembering, just to use these two advantages of CV amplifier, we shall go to the cascade connection. What is that? In cascade connection, two identical stages are actually connected. Means either they are in C amplifiers, all the amplifiers are C amplifiers, or all the amplifiers are CC amplifiers or something else. That is cascading. In generally, actually cascading is done by using C amplifier, because C amplifier provides the high gain, also the moderate input impedance, moderate output impedance, and also high current gain. So it is ideal for voltage amplifier. And in case of most of the composite structure of amplifier, cascading is used very commonly, and sometimes cascade connection is also very useful, where the frequency response is important. Because we have discussed previously that in case of cascading, what will happen? The frequency bandwidth is reduced. As we increase the gain, the overall frequency response of the composite structure is decreasing. So, another possibility to use this cascade connection. What is that? Cascade connection is like this. One amplifier is connected as in CE amplifier. Another amplifier is connected as CV amplifier. So one in CE configuration, other is CV configuration. Now here there are two BJTs, two amplifiers. The lower one, the upper one. Just by visualizing this composite structure, we have found the upper one is in CV configuration and the lower one is in CE configuration. Then, what is the advantage? Or what are the advantages of this type of composite structure? Let us first start by considering the lower amplifier, the lower section amplifier. And since the lower section amplifier is CE configuration, and we have found that again the emitter is directly grounded by this kind of bypass capacitance or emitter capacitance. So again, we must use this hybrid pi model for AC analysis. Now let us see. This input signal Vi say is connected for amplification. Here we just ignore the existence of VC. You can use it. There is no problem for considering additional signal sources. And this base resistance RB is applied here for biasing purpose. So the AC equivalent circuit shows that this is the terminal which is connected with the signal Vi, and the current passes through this terminal is II, and RB is connected here at the base terminal. And since we use the hybrid pi model, then pi resistance will appear in parallel with RB. The voltage drop across RPi is VBE. Emitter end is directly grounded, and the collector terminal. Let us consider the collector terminal. At the collector terminal, there is a current source GMPBE. RO1 is again the output resistance of the C amplifier, and then RL is not here. There is no existence of RC and RL here, but we know that RL, the load of the first stage, is actually the input resistance of the second stage amplifier. So there is a load in the first stage amplifier, and that load is actually the input resistance of the second stage amplifier. The Rin prime is assumed as the second stage input resistance. And since the second stage amplifier is the CB amplifier, because here base is common, so we know that the input resistance of the second stage amplifier, which is symbolized as Rin prime, this is actually nothing but the input, this is actually RE, the emitter resistance of the CB. Now, if we consider both the, again, transistors are identical, means this transistor upper one and lower one are exactly identical, then what will happen? The value of beta will be same for both of the transistor, and the value of this kind of small RD, Rpi will be same for both the transistors. Okay, fine. Now, let us consider what is the value of input resistance of the first stage amplifier. What is that? Rin. Rin is what? This is parallel combination of RB and Rpi. Okay, this is the input resistance of the first stage amplifier. And since they are in parallel, so VB is the voltage drop across Rpi, and say Vi is the voltage drop at this node with respect to ground. So VB is actually equal to Vi. Now, what is about the VO1, the output voltage at this node with respect to ground? What is that one? It is actually what? The current, this current multiplied with the effective resistance at this node. What is that effective resistance? RO1 parallel RL, the load, effective load at this node. And actually, this load is equal to the input resistance of the next stage. Okay, so again, what is VBE? VBE is Vi. So we can write VB as VI, and we can take this ratio VO1 by VB or VO1 by VI equals to these two, the product of these two, minus GM into RO1 parallel combination with RE, where RE is the input resistance of the steady state amplifier. Again, the parallel combination of these two is approximately equal to RE, because RO1 is very, very high and this one is very low. So effectively, this parallel combination is almost equals to this one, GM into RE. Now, GM is, it is proven that GM is alpha by RE. So actually, VO1 by VI is minus alpha. Now, for in most of the cases, in most of the transistors, beta is very high, so alpha is very close to 1. And since alpha is very close to 1, we can write this thing. VO1 by VI is approximately equals to minus 1, as alpha is very close to 1. So actually, VO1 and VI both are same. So the input signal which is applied at the input terminal for amplification purpose, that is not amplified, that is just exactly passed to the output terminal. So VO1 is almost equals to VI, but there is a phase inversion because minus sign is there. Now, since actually CE amplifier doesn't provide any amount of gain here, rather it provides unity gain here, then what will be the final result? Final result is that the Miller capacitance in C stage amplifier, Miller capacitance invariably will occur. And since it will occur, then what will happen? What is the value of Miller capacitance? Value of Miller capacitance is, we know, it is equal to the gain times C mu. Now, C mu is actually junction capacitance. We have nothing about it. We can do nothing to change the value of C mu. So C mu just appeared due to this junction effect. And when it is multiplied with the gain of the amplifier, then the CM will become very high. But in that case, the gain of the amplifier is 1. So it is just multiplied with 1, so it is just even same. And since the gain of this P-stage amplifier is unity, CM is almost equals to C mu. So here, overall CM or Miller capacitance cannot improve, cannot reduce the frequency curve or bandwidth of the amplifier. But for that purpose, we lose the amount of gain. C amplifier or C stage amplifier doesn't provide any gain, but in another way, it doesn't decrease the bandwidth of the amplifier. So there is a compromise. Always there is a compromise in between gain and bandwidth. Here we lose the amount of gain, but we just, in result of that, we just improve the frequency bandwidth. And if you have the restriction to just use the wideband amplifier, the amplifier of the, the frequency bandwidth of the amplifier is very much important. We don't wish to lose that frequency bandwidth of the amplifier. Then we use that kind of connection, cascading, where gain is not important, but frequency bandwidth is important. Here we lose the amount of gain in the first stage, but in that case, we just improve our frequency bandwidth of the amplifier. Now what will happen in the second stage? Second stage amplifier is the CV amplifier. And now what will happen in case of CV amplifier? We know that the VO1 means this signal. This VO1 is now acted as the source signal of this CV stage amplifier. So VO1 is now source of or source signal of this CV stage or second stage amplifier. And in case of second stage amplifier, since it is CV stage amplifier, we just consider here again the T model, and this is like this. If we do not consider about the frequency, means if we consider the mid-band frequency range, there is no existence of capacitances. Then what will happen? We have found that VO1 is actually what? The value of voltage. We consider this one is say VI prime, and VO1 and VI prime are same. And this is actually what? Minus VI. We have proved this one, VO1 is minus VI. Now, what is the ratio of this VO by VI prime? What is that? We have found this is actually what? What is that voltage? VO1 is what? VO1 is this one, and VI prime is this voltage. So what will happen? What is the ratio of VO by this VI prime? What is that? VO is actually GM into VI prime into this RC parallel RL with a minus sign, and VI is what? VI is actually say VI prime. VI prime is this one. The voltage drop across this small RE resistance. Okay. And what is that? The say current passes through this resistance into this resistance value RE. And if we take this ratio, we have found that this one is minus will be plus, and this one is like this. You just calculate this one. The ratio of VO by VI prime will be like this. Now, then what will happen? VO can be written as VI prime. In place of VI prime, we can write it is minus VI and this resistance ratio. And minus VI is what? Sorry, again, we take the ratio of VO by VI, and it is then in minus 1, and the resistance ratio here. Now, this minus 1 is what? This minus 1 is actually the gain of this CE amplifier stage. So this is the voltage gain of C amplifier stage, and we have found that this resistance ratio is actually the gain of this CV amplifier stage. So overall VO by VI, which is the ratio of the overall output voltage by input voltage, is the gain of product of gain of two stages, but here the first stage gain is 1. And second stage gain is actually finite gain that will provide you some finite gain. But first stage will provide you the unity gain. But for this unity gain, we can improve the capacitive effect, or as we improve the capacitive effect of the circuit, it will provide the wide frequency band of the overall amplifier. And we know in the CV stage, there is no existence of the Miller capacitances. And since in the CV stage, there is no existence of CM, then the frequency, the 3-degree frequency is quite high. And in the first stage, since Miller effect is Miller capacitance is not appeared. So again, the overall bandwidth of the C stage is higher, and CD stage always provide you higher bandwidth. So overall bandwidth of the composite structure is now much higher in compared to cascade amplifier. In cascade amplifier, the overall gain is the product of finite gain of two stages amplifier. Or if we use n stage of amplifier, then it is product of overall gain of the n stages amplifier. But in turn, the frequency response or the 3 dB composite 3 dB frequency will be much less than the single stage. But here, in case of cascade amplifier, the frequency response or the upper 3 dB frequency is not very low compared to the cascade amplifier. Rather, it is much higher in compared to the cascade amplifier, since the C stage amplifier doesn't provide the Miller capacitance, and the CD stage amplifier always provides the higher bandwidth. So overall bandwidth of the cascade amplifier is higher, very much higher compared to the cascade amplifier. But here the voltage gain is smaller, because the first stage amplifier, means the C stage amplifier, doesn't provide anything. It provides the unity gain. The gain only provides by the series stage amplifier. This is the finite gain. So overall gain is smaller, but frequency response or the opportunity frequency is higher. So you have to choose whether your requirement is the wideband amplifier, to design wideband amplifier, or to design a high gain amplifier. If we need a very high gain to design high gain amplifier, then we cascade the series amplifier stages. But if we need to design wideband amplifier where gain is moderate, but wideband application is very much important, then we go to the cascade amplifier. So these are two composite structures we have studied. And both of these composite structures are used in different cases. And if your requirement, first you choose what is your requirement, then you choose what will be the suitable structure, whether it is cascading, whether it is cascoding, whether it is something else. There are many other composite structures. We have found it in the Cedras-Smith book, if you read it. And there are many variations of this kind of amplifiers. So in this due course, we just discuss up to this. And in the further, if you have further scope, we can discuss different other combinations of amplifiers, like Darlington pair, differential amplifiers. They are also the composite structures, and different structures are used for different purposes. If you wish, you can read these composite structures from different kinds of basic electronics books. One is Cedras-Smith microelectronics book. You can follow also the Boylstad's book for circuit theory and analog circuits. Then you can just acquire more knowledge to design different kinds of composite amplifiers. But basics are about this CDC and CC. We have found the application of CE and CD amplifier. And what is the application of CC amplifier? I can just state you that CC is actually used as voltage buffer. So it is in general used as the last stage of cascade amplifier. So after n stage of use of C amplifier, last stage will be the CC, because it will provide you just very high input impedance to reduce the loading effect. And since voltage gain of CC amplifier is unity, it doesn't provide further gain. It is not required now. Last stage actually will give you very high input impedance to transfer the total amplified signal to the output load. Actually it will give you better fan-in, fan-out condition. The last stage of, in generally, last stage of cascading is the CC stage or emitter follower stage. This is the one major application of this CC amplifier, and the applications of CE amplifier and CV stage amplifiers we have already studied. It is either used as cascading or cascoding. Sometimes CV stage amplifiers are also used as unity gain current buffer, and there are many other composite structures like Darlington pair. In case of Darlington pair, it is also used as similarly used as the CC combination, where the input resistance of Darlington pair is very, very high. It will provide you the unity gain, unity voltage gain, and the current gain of Darlington pair is very high. Actually, it is product of current gain of two amplifiers, actually two DKTs or two transistors. So if we need a very high current gain and very high input resistance, so it is better to use the Darlington pair instead of single CC amplifier. So these are different applications. You can study it. And this is up to this class. You just try to solve different exercises, different problems given in the exercises. And also, if you wish, you can study more complex structures. Okay. And your exam paper will be like this, similar to the mid-sem exam papers. Means it is mostly problem-oriented from my side. And my materials for this teaching courses are already posted to you. So you just get the gist of the discussion here. But for better acquiring better knowledge, you must follow the reference books. Okay. So this is the end of my course. If you have some problem to do the sample problems, or if you have some problem to execute the exercise problems, you can just ask me, and we then again can discuss class to solve the problems if you wish. Otherwise, it is my last class. Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
all the materials are given to you. You just read, and if you wish, then you just inform me. Then I can arrange another class for discussion, overall discussion.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
প্রবলেমগুলোর সলিউশনে অ্যানসারটা পেলে একটু ভালো হতো।
Actually, these problems are collected from different books, mainly from the books of Sidran Smith. Actual answer is not ready to me. So it is better you just try to solve it, and if you have some problem to get the actual root of the solution, means final answer or numerical value is not important. We always check whether your calculation, way of calculation is wrong or right. Direction of your thinking is wrong or right. So that kind of you can just try first whether you get the direction, whether you calculated it clearly, or you can actually take the help of Cedar Smith, because in that book some answers are given. In some cases, the answer of the problem in sample problems are given. So you can just check it from there. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you actually get some problem to solve this assignments, you just ask me. I will try to discuss whether your direction of thinking is wrong or not. Okay, now I am closing this session. This is my apparently this is the last class. If we require, we can again meet anytime, any day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you all.